Right, so today's topic is surds, and a surd is an irrational number, and irrational numbers never repeat or terminate, and these are some examples. So your irrational ones over here, like pi 3.159265, it's not repeating, it's not stopping, so it's irrational. Whereas such as 0.57, etc., even root 4, which is 2, does stop. And we need to be able to do a few things with surds, and the first is multiplying them together. So we're starting with root 5 times root 5, which is just 5. Root 10 times root 10 is 10. Root 11 times root 11, 11. So nice and easy. If you're doing something like root 2 times root 11, that will be root 22. Therefore root 3 times root 5 is root 15. Root 7 times root 10 is root 70. And then we've got something a bit different again. If you've got just an ordinary number and you multiply it by a third, like 3 times root 6, you've got 3 root 6. If we've got 8 times root 3, we've got 8 root 3. Okay? Now, if I turn over, what we've got here is some for you to have a go at. So if you want to just pause the video now and try these out for yourself, and then when you come back there'll be some answers. So these are the answers. We've got root 2 times root 2 is 2. Root 7 times root 7 is 7. Root 3 times root 3 is 3. Root 2 times root 3 is root 6. Root 5 times root 2 is root 10. Root 7 times root 3 is root 21. Now we've got root 170. Root 33. This one, root 8 times root 2, we get root 16, which you might have spotted can be cancelled because the square root of 16 is 4. So 4 is a better answer. Root 12 times root 3 is root 36, which again, better than that, is 6. Moving up to question 11. Root 6 squared means root 6 times root 6, and that's 6. Root 5 squared is just 5. 3 times root 2 is 3 root 2. 7 times root 3, 7 root 3. 12 times root 7 is 12 root 7. And then root 5 times root 3 is the same as 3 times root 5, so 3 root 5. 2 times 3 root 7 is 6 root 7. 3 times 4 root 2 is 12 root 2. 5 times 2 root 3 is 10 root 3. 4 root 10 is 24 root 10. So hopefully you got most of those correct. Moving on to the next section, something else that you need to be able to do with surds is to simplify down a single surd. For example, root 24. Now, what I'm going to do with root 24 is I'm going to think of two things you times together to get 24, but one of them has to be a square number, and it also has to be the biggest possible square number. So with this, our are going to be a root 4 times root 6. 4 sixes are 24. 4 is a square number. Let's do the square root of 4, which is 2. And I times that by root 6, so my answer is 2 root 6. On number 2, root 32, I'm going to split that up into the biggest possible square number and another factor. Now the biggest possible one for this is 16, and 16 and 2. So root 16 times root 2, which is 4 root 2. Number 3, splitting up root 125, I'm going to go root 25 times root 5. And the answer to that is 5 root 5. And with root 72, yes, you can have 9 and 8 times in together to make 72. 9 is square, but the biggest possible one will be 36, and that really needs to be the one that you choose to save yourself doing more cancelling later on. So root 36 times root 2, and that becomes 6 root 2. Okay, now here are some for you to have a go at to check your understanding, and once again, after you've paused it, there'll be some answers. So pause now. So here are the answers then. I'm going to break this one up into root 4 times root 2, which is 2 root 2. This one, root 4 times root 5, which is 2 root 5. This one will become root 4 times root 3, which is 2 root 3. This one can be root 9 times root 3, which is 3 root 3. Number 5, root 25 times root 2, which is 5 root 2. Number 6, root 25 times root 3, which is 5 root 3. Number 7, root 9 times root 2, which is 3 root 2. And then finally, on root 48, we've got root 16 times root 3, which is 4 root 3. Okay, so that is simplifying a single surd. A bit more on the multiplying. Here are some examples of where we've got a normal number and a surd multiplied by a surd. So here what we're doing is we're remembering that in front of this surd there's a 1 that's invisible to us. But we know it's there, so we're going to do 3 times 1, which is 3, and multiply that by the answer to root 2 times root 2, which is 2, and 3 times 2 is 6. Let's try the next one down. 5 times 3 is 15, and we must multiply that by root 3 times root 3, which is 3, and so 15 times 3 is 45. 4 times 2 is 8, root 2 times root 5 is root 10, so 8 root 10 would be the answer to that one. 6 times 5 is 30, root 7 times root 2 is root 14, so 30 root 14 is the answer to that one. So now we have a little section that says your turn, and once again if you want to just pause the video and the answers will be with you straight after. Answers for this one: 4 times 1 is 4, root 3 times root 3 is 3, and 4 3s are 12. 5 times 1 is 5, root 5 times root 5 is 5, and my answer for that one is 25. Root 2, or should I say 2 times 1 is 2, root 2 times root 2 is 2, so that is 4. Number 4, 3 times 5 is 15. Root 2 times root 2 is 2. So that is 30. 2 times 3 is 6. Root 10 times root 3 is root 30. So the answer to that is 6 root 30. 4 times 9 is 36. Root 7 times root 2 is root 14, which is 36 root 14. Well done, and that is the end of the introduction to surds. There's more to come in a later video.